what is consent and how do I ensure it's present in my sexual interactions? My goodness, now consent is such a big topic. Consent is very, very, very important in a relationship. So these are one of the random questions that I have been asked, that I have asked myself as well, and I got the answers to them, because when I asked a question to myself, I always get the answer. So I'm going to share with you these random questions, and I'm going to tell you the answers that I have got so far as I have been growing up. Some of these questions I asked them when I was much younger, others I asked them when I was like growing up, and yeah, to this day. When I say I'm growing up, you might think that I'm the oldest, but I'm not. Anyways, guys, let's get into it. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Kana, and I am here today in the Pearl of Africa. Literally, this is my front yard, guys. My front yard. Can you imagine? Beautiful. Today I decided to shoot a video outside in the nature, because what's that one thing that can make you feel better? For me, apart from water, apart from being in the water and swimming, the next big thing is nature, and I love it today. So I shared with you my view and scenery, and I hope that you feel as relaxed as I am today. Alright guys, so let us get into it. There are going to be 15 questions that I have put together. Literally, I have been like thinking a lot about this, and I'm like, I should give you some knowledge. Let me school you for once. Yeah, and anyways, let's not say much. Number one is, how is your love life going? Something that I think the real question would be, do I even have a love life? But anyways, that doesn't matter. How is my love life going? It's alright. It's alright. I do believe that in order to have like good love lives out of your everyday life, you need to first love yourself and be the best version of yourself. So mine truly is going alright. When I'm fine, everything else is alright. All my relationships are alright. When I'm not fine, yeah, they break and crash. Yeah. Alright, so do you have any dating advice? Why are my questions all in the love segment? Who wrote these? Anyways, do I have any dating advice? Yeah, I do actually. One thing that I have realized in life, and that I have had so much time to think about these past few months, these past few years and everything, is that never get in a relationship so easily. It's that simple. That is my advice in dating. Never get into a relationship, or never get into dating, or never add a person to your life just like that. Look into it. Take the time before you even say that, okay, yes. Before you say, let me say that I do. Take the time, all the time you need. If they are serious with you, they will stay, they will give you time, they will wait for you, if they are serious. But if they are not, one single rejection, they will be like, let me go on another one. Meaning they were not serious to even begin with, So third question is, how do you handle stress? How do I handle stress? Actually, guys, I sleep. That's how I handle stress. I sleep. I go to sleep. I sleep. No matter how stressed I am, I never let myself lose sleep. Like, if I don't sleep, I'm going to be more stressed tomorrow. So when I get stressed, I sleep. When I get stressed, mostly I also go to the pool. I do things that I love to do. When I get stressed, I eat. So these are all things that I love to do, but most importantly, when I get stressed, I sleep. It's that simple and it works out for me. I don't know about you, so you can always tell me what works for you and what doesn't work for you. Do you also use the same things that I use to in order to distress, you know? And actually, guys, tell you one thing is that when I want to think clearly, I go into the water. It's that simple. Yeah, it's that simple. I go into the water now. These days I learned I got like a hobby of swimming. I'm always in the pool. If I'm not home, if I'm not doing a video, I'm always at the pool and I'm swimming. So when I feel like I need to come up with an idea, when I feel like I need to like get my mind off stuff and I have like all this kind of stress, the pool. I get into the pool, I just immerse myself in the water, and then that is it. We are done. It works out for me great, so you can always tell me what you do. What's your favorite self-care routine? My favorite self-care routine is really stopping. That's how I take care of myself. I stop. You get me? So now let me dive into this a little bit because you might not understand it. So this is what I do when things get too much, when I'm getting too stressed, when I'm getting like to everything that I don't want at the moment. I stop. That is how I take care of myself. These other things like are the normal stuff, but really I stop in order to take care of myself. When I am sick, I don't push it. I don't push myself when I'm sick. If I'm feeling sick, I stop. That's the best self-care I can ever give you. I stop everything I'm doing. There are moments when you see me and I'm off, I'm not posting, I'm this and that. It means there is something going on in my life, and I stopped whatever other thing I was doing in order to bring back my mental health, my physical health, and everything. Because if I'm not okay here, nothing works out for me. So I usually stop. That is how I self-care and how I take care of myself, is that nothing is more important than me. So when I'm feeling a certain way, when things are happening, when even if I'm in that day and I'm moving and I'm doing this, the moment I feel like it's overwhelming, I stop. Simple. I stop and I will begin tomorrow. That's how I do it. I don't know if it can help out, but yeah, that's how I do it. How do you stay motivated? Motivated at work or anything? How do I stay motivated? I don't know, really. I just, there are moments in life, we have to actually agree that there are moments in life when you are not motivated at all on anything. You don't want to do anything. I at least have those moments. I have those moments when I feel like every single thing that I do is just going wrong. Every single thing that I touch is not working out. Like now, the one thing that I do, I always like have this support group that I sit down with. My mother is my best support group. I don't know about you, but my mother is my best support group. So get that one person that you know like can support you no matter what, and they will, if you need a wake up call, they will give it to you. If you need like just more building of self-esteem, doing this, doing that, they will give it to you. So that's how really I stay motivated. I am not usually motivated, but when I do get to that point when I'm not feeling myself, when I'm this, when I'm that, there's children in the back, I usually just go to my people, tell them this is wrong, this is doing this is doing that, and then at the end of the day, yeah, they tell me some things I need to hear. They tell me things that I was not hearing. There are even days when you don't feel motivated, but then at the end of the day, you're doing everything right. There are moments when you're like, oh my goodness, this is not working out. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, I'm doing it wrong. But at the end of the day, it might even be that you're still doing it right, but you're not seeing it. I was out and I was having this conversation with a person, and they told me, so I was actually there complaining and all of that, and they told me, what you're talking about is not what I see at the moment, because you might not see yourself, but when I look at you, I see you. When I look at you, I see what you don't see. So take my words for it, and it was the best thing a person could literally tell me at the moment. So I loved it. So the next question is, I don't even know what number I am at, but let's keep on going. How do I know if my partner is the right partner? Now, this is a question that I have had in so many ways, and it always comes up like in conversations as I'm having them. How do you even know that your partner is right? I say you feel it. You feel it, because this is one thing that I always say. I feel when a person loves me, I feel it, and you also can feel it. It's that simple. You feel if the person is right for you. The only issue that we have as human beings is that we don't get into our spiritual selves and just stop. Don't go with your body, don't go with anything. What does really your intuition tell you? Now let me give you an example. I always end up with meeting all kinds of certain people, and I think this also like can be used as a reference for even like partners, right? I always end up meeting some people, and they are people who you see I am fine with. We are vibing. I can even meet them and they are strangers. I meet them and I can even like go somewhere with them and they are strangers. I don't know these people. It's because I follow my intuition. I know when a person is not right. It's that simple. That's why I usually never get into trouble with people, because I know when a person is right. And when a person is not right, the moment my mind is the moment you feel like, because I have also like had those moments when I'm like, no, maybe it's me like trying to come up with stuff, and I'm sure like you're also like getting that kind of feel, and maybe you're doubting yourself and you're like, maybe it's me trying to come up with like stuff to complain about this person I'm with, or maybe it's like my consciousness like trying to put excuses or faults. But even if you do that and you still feel like there is just something drumming into you, even if it's a little bit of the stop and listen to it. Stop and listen to your insights. Your insights are always talking. I don't know why people don't listen to them, but they're always talking, and you might be there and you're like, oh my goodness, I feel like this person is not the right one. I have had those moments all the time, and I come to find out that the moment my heart is like, nope, the moment something in me just clicks and it's like, nope, they are telling you to do what? Nah, don't. I don't, because they are not right for me. So it's the same thing. If you know, if the partner is not right, people just always have like put excuses for what they want. You might want the person, but the person might not be good for you, and at the end of the day you will want to put their excuses in order to like still stay with them. But it doesn't mean that your insights are not talking. They are still talking. So listen to that for once in your life. I'm just saying. Alright guys, so how can I build trust after it has been broken? My goodness, now I feel like this question is being asked the wrong person, because let me tell you something. My ways are simple. My ways are simple. The moment you break my trust, I move on to the next thing. It's that simple. Because when I trust you, now to get me to trust you is like hard. Like to trust you. Now that is hard. But if I decide to trust you and you break it, I go. But it also can work as if like a person breaks my trust, or like if your trust is being broken, because this is not about me, it's about you. If your trust has been broken with somebody, just sit yourself down and be like, now if I'm having a conversation with these people, would I trust their words? If you find that you will not even trust the simplest of words they say, leave it, go your own ways. If you find like you cannot even trust the smallest of actions they do, go. If you find like you can't even trust them when they are close to you, you're like, hey, you know, if you find like, if I were to get to like find somebody to have my back, do I trust these people to have my back? If I don't feel that with you anymore, I move on. It's that simple. There are some things that you have not no like nothing to do about it, and you just have to realize it. Trust is a big thing, you know. I might love you, but the moment I feel like you can't even have my back, I can't even trust you for the simplest of things, then why are we here? Sweetheart, why? Go, go. You can't rebuild it, because the only way to rebuild like the trust, you need to literally find a little ounce of trust. In order to build it, you have to find it. If you can't find it in the person, go. The relationship is done. Why would you even want to rebuild a relationship that has no trust? My goodness. Anyways, what are the signs that it's time to end a relationship? You will know when you know. Now, this is actually very interesting because I was at a time in my life where I asked myself these same questions, and I was like, should I end it? Yeah, I really asked myself, should I end it? The answer was no. I'm joking. I had to sit down and I had to think. I was like every single time, because for me, in order like to end a relationship, baby, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of thinking, a lot of dissecting. And as a person who dissects everything, though I don't show it, but I dissect everything. Yes, my dear. I had to sit down and I was like, am I getting peace? Like, can I even do the simple things that I did with you and find happiness? Are you my safe place at the moment? When I look at you, does my heart flutter anymore? You know? And most importantly, if I don't find peace with you, that relationship is done. So, whoever is there, and you're thinking, like, how do I, like, when am I supposed to end this relationship? Do you feel peace? Not with them, but do you feel a peace of mind when you speak or when you talk about these people? Like, is that still in your heart when these people are related? Is there peace where these people are related? If there is not, please go get something else. There are so many fish in the water, so go get your fish, go get your fishing rod and fish yourself something else. My goodness. So guys, how do you know that you are ready for sex, as our question says here? And I think for me, in my personal opinion, I would say that you know when you are with the right person. You know, it's not because your body craves it, your body is asking for it. Don't follow your body. You know, don't follow your body. It lies. Most of the times it lies. All in all, when you are with the right person, when the person you have decided to go home with, you can sit down and be like, after everything has been said and done, will I regret this moment? That is the best question. Now, a lot of people in this world have come to regret their sexual encounters like hell, me included. Yes, me included. And I had to sit down and be like, I never knew these things. So I had to like think about it a lot, and I had to like come with a way to think about it and be like, where did I really go wrong? And I think at the end of the day, we never really thought deeply about these encounters. So I think you, as a person who has not yet done it, we are talking about like the person who have not yet done it, and for you who has already done it but you are looking for this one special person, please, at the end of the day, actually, you know what, it's not even about like the person who has not yet done it. For every single person out there, if you are to go and encounter with a person, interact, interact, please sit down, think about it, be like, at the end of the day, if I ever find this person on the road, or when all has been said and done, will I regret my decision of that moment? Will I look at this person and be like, I hate the day I decided to go home with you? You know? So at the end of the day, it's all about you and why you're even going home with this person. So sit down, think about it before you go. If the moment you feel like you would regret it, because as I said, guys, your insides talk. You know when you know, you know? You know when you know. So at the end of the day, if you feel like, oh my goodness, if you feel like, okay, now imagine it, now I have gone, I have done this person, everything has gone down, the day after tomorrow, if I were to meet up with this person, would I be the same? Would I speak to them the same? Would I be comfortable with them? And if somebody were to know, ask yourself that, if somebody were to know that I did this and this and that with this person, because it's all about the person, with this person, it's not about the act, it's about the doing the act with the person, and it's about that person. So you have to ask yourself, like, if somebody knew that I did this with this person, would I feel good about, like, there are people who are not single, you're not, no, you're single, they are single, you have no reason not to do it, but the moment you just don't want people to know. Yeah, there are moments when you're like, oh my goodness, people know that I did. Anyways, but for real, just ask yourself, if you see that the end results will be okay, go for it, do you. And if you feel like you will be fine at the end of the day, I don't like regrets. So for me, one of the reasons why I am walking around with a flag of celibacy, for real, guys, I don't like looking back and I'm like, why did I give in? I don't want to look back and be like, this is going to come back and haunt me. I don't like it. And I don't want to look back and be like, and think like, if my enemies knew I did you, they would laugh at me. I don't want to think about that, but for real, for me, that's all it is. Yeah, that's how you can know what are some of the common sexual health concerns and how do I address them. Oh my goodness, guys, some of the common sexual health concerns now. If you know you are out there like running around doing that dirty with people, you have to always put this into consideration, because if you don't put it into consideration, we will find you in the hospital and then we will have to like bring you juice because you're on your deathbed dying of a sickness that you got from just minutes of pleasure. You get me? So how do you so what are they like? We are talking sexual transmitted diseases, we are talking all kinds of stuff. We get you even emotional transmitted diseases. That is stupid, but you know what, it actually should be a thing. It actually should be a thing, like emotionally transmitted diseases, because I think on like a level of like intimacy and everything, it's not only the sexual diseases that are transmitted, but also the emotional diseases can totally be transmitted. So we need to also look into that, and you need to be very careful with it. So you have to look into the partners that you are with. First of all, if you are to discuss any kinds uh, of like these concerns and like all the things that come with intimacy and everything, don't do it in the throes of passion, please. That you're fooling yourself and you're fooling us as well. And please don't do it in like in the throes of passion. Go find a time with your bae, go somewhere, actually go in a place where it's not, yeah, you can't get into sin, you can't be tempted, go there and sit down, talk about it without having your clothes off. Yeah, keep the clothes on, talk about these kinds of things. You know what, let's go and check out ourselves. I know people who are always like, no matter who they go out with, when you're having like conversations with friends and they're like, Kana, I can never do a person and I have not yet tested them. Go do that, please. Never do it with a person you have not tested, because you just do not know. And don't take people's words for it, because people lie. The Bible says that cast are those who believe a man's words. People lie. So anyways, go check it out. If you have something, speak about it. And if you have something curable, go cure it before you even decide to bring it to somebody else. Like, we are not talking about like HIV here. Like, go cure the UTI. Like, go cure. No, for real, guys, this is funny, but it's not funny at the same time. Go cure the UTI. It's that simple. Go cure it. If you have something, go cure it. If it's curable, cure it. You will be okay. 1 month of literally what's the word? What's the English word? I can't remember it. But you know what? I'm not even English, so you cannot judge me on that. 1 month of celibacy. I just call it celibacy, but I was trying to use the other word we learned in school. Anyways, 1 month will not kill you. Baby girl, baby boy, go cure the disease. Go cure it. And another thing is like, talk about it. If your partner has it, these are things like UTI and all of that, those simple things. There are things that can really be talked about, because at the end of the day, I think like people get them even without being intimate. Like, people get it all the time, from bathrooms that we use, from like things that we use, from our own hands. If you touch something dirty and then by some reason you touch the place as well, you will get all kinds of things. So go cure the simple ones before you even like get into it. Go check out like that blood for any kind of like HIV, what else, this thing, hepatitis, like herpes, on all of it. Go check it out and be safe. If you know your person doesn't have it, you don't have it, things go smoothly. So don't be ashamed to speak about it. Nobody will ever judge you for wanting to take care of your life. And if they judge you, maybe they have something that they are trying to hide, And if they do judge you and they don't have anything to hide, then shame on them, and they do not deserve you. Go get yourself like somebody who will deserve and who will want to be tested as much as you want to be tested, please. And also, it's simple. It is simple. At the end of the day, we are not even talking about like the transmitted disease as well, but we are talking about pregnancy as well, guys. When I tell you people are not careful, I learned it every single day. Like, you ask people and they're like, oh, I don't like it. Baby girl, you will not like pregnancy when it comes to you and you are not ready for it. You will not love it. So at the end of the day, wrap it up. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. I love this conversation way too much, but you know what? Wrap it up. No matter how you don't like the friction, burn. Yeah, some people are like, oh, it burns. It has friction. You can't feel everything. I'm like, you will feel that the baby kicking at the end of the day if you don't wrap it up. Wrap it up. It's simple. It is simple. All right. How can I talk to my partner about my sexual desires and boundaries? Is it hot in here? All right, so guys, talking about these kinds of things is something that you have to do in the beginning of a relationship. Like, I sit down with a person, especially if like I have like hope in you of like going far. Let's talk about it. It's simple. Actually, it's simple because these things come up in these conversations of like, okay, what do you like to do for fun? You know, when you're in that stage of a relationship when you can ask everything. Actually, this is the stage of a relationship where everything should be asked and talked about. So for me, I talk about everything. Like, first of all, the best question to like start how this whole conversation of like sexuality and boundaries and all of that starts, simple as this: what is your best position? Just ask that. You will see how the conversation will go in the direction of where you can actually ask about like desires and sexual boundaries. That's how it's done. That's how I do it. So you might as well as do it, and it has worked. You know, because people will always take the advantage and the opportunity to talk about anything sex. So do it as well. Talk about it and the desires. My goodness, guys, when I tell you desires, you know what? Never be ashamed of your desires. There's things when you're like, So for me, I if I were to do it and if I were to ask about it, I would be like, so what's your favorite position? Like, what do you want? Do you like, which style do you like most? You know? And as they tell me, I'm like, I love this as well. You know, I love this. And then I go on to be like, I love this and this and this. That is how I put in my desires as well, you know, what I love. So guys, that is how you can do it, and these are things that couples should talk about all the time. And boundaries: if you don't like something, say it before you even get to it. So I remember, like, I used to do this before I even knew that it was actually something. I usually just send a message unrelated at all, and as we are talking like about those like sexual desires and everything, like we are talking in that kind of topic, you know, I would pass, like I would say something of like, I don't like this, you know. So I really had one thing that I never liked, and I would write, I'm like, I don't like this. I would leave it at that. And they're like, oh, you don't like it? And I'm like, yeah, I'm a soft girl, da 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 da. So I don't like it, you know? And they would be like, okay. So every single time, like, before we even like got to any kind of intimacy, so every single time I would like maybe meet up with that person, they would know how to treat me and handle me because I said it way back as we were having simple conversations. It's that simple. So you have to say it before you really, because some people, like, the issue that I have seen that a lot of people have is that they say it in between the throes of passion or after somebody has done it, and then you're like, oh my goodness, I don't like that. No, baby girl, you're already traumatized. Like, why wait for it when you don't like it? Why wait for it to be done to you and then you'll be like, oh my goodness, I don't like it? No, I say it. It comes up in conversations. It's like when even things that I like, you say, I say it in conversations so that they can be done to me or for me when it reaches the time, you know? Say it beforehand, even before you get close to the person and you are literally in the same room where anything is possible. Say it so that they have it in their mind. People like, if they are good people, they will listen, they will do what you asked, and even if they like the form because you don't like it and they value your opinion and what you don't like, they will try to do what you like. It's that simple. It's simple. Actually, this is a nice talk. I should do this a little bit more. Guys, tell me in the comment section if you would like more talks like this, because I love it. Okay, so what are some tips for enhancing sexual pleasure and intimacy? Oh my goodness. Tips. Talk about it. Like, if you want it, talk about it. Be open-minded first of all. There, just because you feel like you think you would not enjoy it does not mean you really would not enjoy it. And if it's not something that is like on your boundaries, that you know about that and you're like, I don't want that exact thing, then you can always like try out new stuff. You can, it's all about like talking about it. You can be like, and now this is where like things change up a little bit, you know. Now for me, I do believe that if you want to uh, enhance it a little bit, and if you have get an idea, and as you are doing, and as the, like everything is going on, you're enjoying yourself, drop it in there, drop it like a bomb. And because like their mind is always stimulated, and because like your partner is always stimulated, they will be more open-minded to trying out something, and you might both love it. You know, if they have never tried it, you might both love it. If they have tried it, hey, let the party begin, you know. I love it. It's something that you can use and it always works. So try it out. Tell me, what is consent and how do I ensure it's present in my sexual interactions? My goodness, consent. Now, consent is such a big topic and it goes so far and vast, and I don't know, like consent, guys, consent. Do you know, as human beings, like you might, I don't know, like you might be put into a situation, and you feel like, okay, I would be on the same board, but at the end of the day, you feel like you were pushed or led or groomed into getting into that board, you know? So the moment you feel like, okay, I was not, this is why I tell you, take the time in a relationship. Don't just rush into it. Don't rush into like stuff, and take the time with the person, especially the person you decide to be intimate with, you know. So the moment you take the time, you will find out if you were led, coerced, groomed, or even forced into things, you know, because you took the time to have more mind, dissecting things a little bit more, and so that definitely works out. Consent is very, very, very important in a relationship, and when your mind and body are in sync, you'll feel that intimacy will be the best thing that you do at the moment. But if your body wants it, but your mind doesn't, leave it alone, because at the end of the day, baby girl, oh my goodness, it will come back to backfire, and you will feel like you did not have any kind of consent, especially for ladies, especially for like women, you know, when your body feels it, because at the end of the day, we are all humans, we feel all kinds of things. And yeah, when your body is looking for pleasure but your mind is literally not there, don't do it. That is the best advice I can ever give to you, because at the end of the day, it's going to it's really not something that you want. Now for me, I used to like think that, okay, if my body wants it, then I want it. No, no, that's not the issue. At the end of the day, that is really not the issue. Your mind has to want it, your body has to want it, your heart has to be in sync. The moment you feel like, okay, let me just do you a favor, the moment you feel like okay, you have been begging for like so long, let me just, no, it's wrong. Don't do it. And for the young ones out there, like who are just getting into this field of like intimacy, and then for the people who have like been in it for the longest time and you have not yet realized these kinds of things, please just, everything that I have talked about, sit down, think about it a little bit more, let your mind get deeper, deeper. people we think that there are moments when you dive deeper, you know. Anyways, last questions. Oh my goodness, we have reached to the 15th question. Can you imagine? I did not even realize that time was going. Okay, what should I do if I'm experiencing sexual dysfunction or pain? Oh my goodness. Now, this is something that I had to literally dive into for so long. And yeah, so let me tell you about it, because this is a sensitive topic in the long run, right? Sit down for people who feel pain or dysfunction or any kind of like, mostly pain, you know. We are talking about pain at the end of the day. Let me tell you something, guys. Once upon a time, you know, I went to the doctor and everything. I was checking myself out and all of that, and then this doctor was such a nice person, so we started talking and he went into diving, because it's literally a female's doctor, you know. And he went into we dived into this topic, and he's like, when you feel this and this and this, it means this and this and this. So this is what he told me, because I was like, what about when a person like feels pain and you like with a person? Now for me, before I knew about this, I would always think that, oh, because like they tell you, this is what they have told society, and a lot of you people would even think the same thing as well, right? You know, now in this conversation we have to get a little bit personal, right? This is what I knew and I thought, you know, that, oh, if you are with a person and you feel like pain, yeah, everything is like tightened up and everything, you're like, it's good, you know. But at the end of the day, it's not. It is not. The doctor had to sit me down and be like, baby girl, if you feel pain, it's because your body has rejected the person. It's that simple. Either you are being put in a position where it's a bad position, literally. People put other people in bad positions and it's like tearing you up, or because that's where the pain is, because you are put in a bad position, your muscles will tighten up a little bit abnormally and the friction will tear you up. It's that simple. And then he was like, or if you are not in the wrong position, because I was like, nah, wrong position, nah, you know. And it's like, or if you are in a good position and everything is fine, but then you still feel pain and all of that, and you are so like tightened up, then at the end of the day, you are not into whatever is going on and your body has rejected the person. I had to go back and sit down and think about it, really, mostly. And I'm like, this is where literally the word that said, like, with the consent and everything, yeah, you can give consent and all of that, but if your mind is not there but your body is there, the body will like react in a way, be stimulated and all of that, but it will still refuse, because that is how our bodies work, especially as females. Now I was on the internet and I had like this story where a guy was talking about it, and then I had like another story where a lady was talking about it and they confirmed what the doctor had said, and they're literally telling us that men, they were actually addressing men, and they're like, men, if you see that the woman is like, oh, so tight, so tight, so tight, like everything is like, you know, she's not enjoying it. It might be true. It might be true. It might be true, because in the normal process and in the normal way, when you are really stimulated and the person, you are there mentally, the body is there mentally, and the person, you're there, you're feeling each other and everything, you are really stimulated mentally and physically, because as women you need to be stimulated mentally and physically. You will open up as a flower, and you will find that the smooth ride, everything will be smooth, you know, everything will be smooth, because what really needs to contract is you. When you mentally when you decide to contract, you get me? But if your body contracts, even if you have not decided to do it, then it means you are not there. You don't need it at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, you will finish up there and you will feel like you're being torn in pieces. It's simple as that. You get me? So we some of us like had to learn the hard way. If you get to learn about this and you get to know these kinds of things, you will know that like intimacy is not about the body. The body is not part of it. It's about the mind. And especially for those who deal with women, stimulate the mind first. It's simple. My goodness, the mind, the mind, the mind. Women, you also know, like if the mind is not there, your body will want it. But if your mind doesn't want it, your body will just lay there and be like, okay, let me do it. But at the end of the day, when you go, your mind will be disturbed, and then you will start also feeling it in your body as well, because your body will start showing you signs. You get me? So anyways, that is how you can deal with it. Be with the right people, first of all. Be there for the right reasons. Be with these people for the right reasons. And at the end of the day, if you are really indeed, wait, why would you invade my video like that?
I was coming from the side and I was like, wait, I see something in white and there is Kana. I just had to come and say hi, hello, beautiful people, love you. You guys,
Go away, Faith.
You guys do a good job.
Go away. I was putting on a serious face for once in my life. Go away. Guys, I feel so invaded. I feel so invaded. Because I was being serious. Anyways, guys, as I was saying, guys, if you feel any kind of pain, either one, you are being put in a wrong position every time you are intimate with the person, maybe stop even for a minute. Tell them, let's change up the position. Put yourself in a better position and see if like you still feel pain. Then you have to go get a time for yourself, sit down, think about it really. Are you being stimulated? The mind, the body, are you all there? Because if this is not there, then you're not all there. And if like those also come out and they are positive and you are there and you have no reason to be literally to you wanted it and everything, then at the end of the day, go to the doctor, check it out, you know, check it out. It's okay to check out all these kinds of things, because in the long run, life is all kinds of things. You learn things, you have to drop some things, you have to pick up some things, you have to make yourself feel better personally, and you need to do like all kinds of things to make it happen. So you can go to the doctor, you can always speak to them, be open. One thing I have realized with people that they are not open, like with if they go to like ask for help. When I go to ask for help to a doctor, my goodness guys, when I tell you that I get visual, I get into stuff, I dive deep, you know, I explain everything because I need you to fix whatever I'm feeling. And when I learned that, intimacy became a little bit oh my goodness, it became so much better. Because at the end of the day, when you are feeling all kinds of pains, like when you are intimate with people, it makes you like not want to be intimate. It's simple as that. And if you ignore it now, if you ignore it, and you might like be intimate today and then take the longest time without being intimate, the longest time, like we are talking months, even years without being, and because every time your mind thinks about it and it goes back to intimacy, even if like there are moments when your hormones are up and you're like, I would want to hit, you know, but the moment you think about it and your mind goes back to that memory, you're like, oh my goodness, it was so painful, I don't want it, you know. So things like that should really be put into consideration, and you should find your best way of intimacy. All right, guys, tell me if you have found this video useful and if you have learned anything at all in this video. I love you guys. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Kana, and if you have liked the video and if you would want to watch a little bit more, please do consider subscribing. I will be posting much more videos as we go, and you can tell me anything that you would want to know about. I can always tell you all about it in the videos that are to come. Alright guys, let me see you next time. Bye bye.